Okay, hi everyone and welcome back to another video with Exercise for All. I hope you're all fit, well and good. As you can see, I've got two tennis balls with me today. So we are going to be doing some coordination exercises or games, whatever way you want to look at them. But coordination is really important. Being able to try and move a body part in a certain way, coordinated of course, is really important. It could involve anything. It could be placing a cup of tea down, picking up something, trying to react to something quickly enough. For example, moving your legs quickly enough. If you trip, it's really important to try and recover that trip before you fall. So this is going to be mainly moving our arms. We're going to do a little bit with our legs as well. So the first thing I would like you to do is swap. Well, grab two balls, okay, anything really, but try and get something nice and soft. If you haven't got any, then just scrunch up a bit of paper. That's absolutely fine. That would also work. And all you're going to do with one object in each hand is swap them over. Now I know that might look quite tricky. It's going to take some practice. You can spend as long as you like practicing this. By all means, pause the video and do it for 5 minutes if it takes 5 minutes. Just cross them over like that. Now when you do it, there's a bit of a knack to it. You want to throw one ball slightly higher than the other, because if they both go at the same height, they're going to collide in the middle unless they go forwards or backwards from each other. So try to go one higher. It's probably the best way of doing it. You don't want to be throwing one over there. Try to go the same distance, so you're not moving your hands forwards or backwards, but just go one higher than the other, like that, okay? If you really want to break this down, throw one up, okay? This one's about to go up. This one goes across whilst that one's in the air. So let me show you. Up, across, catch. Did you see that? That one hung in the air for a long time, so there was enough time for this one to go across. Up, across, catch. You're now working your mind as well as just your arms. So that's what coordination is really. You're trying to coordinate those movements, of course. You're trying to move in a certain way that is meant to be difficult. It's not meant to be easy, this one. So up, across, catch. Up, across, catch. And once you get the hang of this, why don't you just try to keep going? I can't juggle. I could definitely do with practicing that myself, because you need to use 3 balls for that. I'm just using the 2. Now this does look a bit like juggling, but it's not. Up, across, catch, up, across, catch. Now, to start working your mind and also your coordination, we're going to reverse it. I was using my right hand first, because I'm right-handed, like that. I'm now going to use my left hand first. Okay? So it's the same thing, just reverse. Once you've got the hang of this, I'm a taskmaster, I know I am. Let's see if you can go one with the right hand, one with the left hand. So you're alternating. I hope I'm getting this right, I think I am. Once you get into a bit of a rhythm of that, it becomes quite easy. So you don't want to become too comfortable with it. Keep challenging yourself. Maybe go 2 with the right hand, 1 with the left hand. So right hand, left hand. Right hand, left hand. This is becoming difficult now. If there's a group of you doing this, I can imagine there's going to be balls everywhere on the floor. If it's just 1 and 1, well, it's much easier just to pick them up, isn't it, if you've got someone helping you. But if you drop them, it doesn't matter. Like I said, you can use a bit of paper. It's going to be a lot easier if you do have some tennis balls. Now, I assume, because you're watching this video, you have someone with you, i.e. a member of staff. If you're in a group setting, there should also be a member of staff. That's great. Now, what I'd like you to do, the member of staff this is go around and just bounce the ball or throw the ball, whatever you have, because of course a piece of paper will not bounce. Just bounce it to that person. So if you're working one-on-one, just bounce it to and from each other, like that, okay? Or just gently throw it underarm if it's a bit of paper. If you're in a group, then just go round and bounce it to anyone, but try and call out a name. So I often do that in the sessions, and it's quite a good exercise. It's quite a fun game really, so people have to react quickly enough. It's all about reaction time. So do pause the video, do that game for 5 minutes or so. It's a good bit of fun, okay? Now, we are going to move on. We are going to move on to our legs. I did say that it's really important to try and coordinate your legs, just in case that you hit something. Maybe if you're walking and you hit a curb, it's really important to try and recover and coordinate your legs quickly enough to stop yourself from falling, for example. So we're going to stand up, okay, so side on, push yourself up, nice big stand, and all I want you to do is take one step forwards and then join up so your feet are in line with each other, and then one step back. So you're just getting used to moving forwards and back, and whether you bring your left foot back first or your right, it doesn't matter, but try and switch it up. So you're constantly walking forwards and back. Of course, if you have a walking stick or a frame, use it to help you. So this is just about coordinating your legs. You're working on going forwards before coming back nice and quickly, okay? So holding onto your frame forwards, it's just one step and then it's one step back. Now, the tricky bit is that you want to try and make the first step as big as the second step back. Does that make sense? So you want that step to be exactly the same as this step, and you should be aiming for that chair on the back of your legs. You should be able to feel it. So you want it to be exactly the same distance. If it's not, then you've got it a bit wrong. If you end up doing this and then that, not good enough. You want to try and get it exactly the same forwards and back, and that's where coordination comes into it. And also something called proprioception, which is sort of moving through space, really. So your ability to perceive your body movements moving through space, okay? So out and in. Try not to look around, so try not to get to this point, look around and then come back. You want to go out and in, okay? Out, doesn't have to be a big step, could be a small one, but then perhaps get gradually bigger and bigger, okay? I hope that makes sense, that one. Now, the next one we're going to do, which is going to be some standing as well, unfortunately to coordinate our legs we do have to stand, is going to be some pigeon steps. So you might just be able to see my feet on the camera. I want you to try and do some pigeon steps where you walk in a very straight line, one foot goes in front of the other. Okay, so this is really good for your balance. If you do feel a little bit off balance, then just put that foot out to help you or stop you from wobbling over. So, out, of course, hold onto your frame, but it's there as a guide. If you don't need to use a frame, then you should be fine with this, as long as you put your foot out to stop yourself from falling over. So, one foot in front of the other. A bit like you're walking along a tightrope. That's what you want to imagine with this one. You're walking along and you don't want to fall off that tightrope. Okay, like so. Now once you've done that a couple of times, it's some good practice to work on your balance but also coordination, because you're going to need to move your foot out now and again to stop you from wobbling over. That's fine, that's all good practice, that. Then return to the tennis balls. Okay, so you can just return to doing some of this. And that should really take you about 20 minutes, all of that. So of course you can pause this video in between, you can spend 5 minutes doing a bit of bouncing, and you can spend a few minutes doing the tightrope walk where you've got your frame with you as well, okay, or your walking stick, and then return to this. So there's lots of things to do there, really good for your coordination. Try and be quite inventive and creative, and think of some of your own ideas as well that will work your fingers or work your arms, where you're basically trying to do a little bit more than what I've just given you to do. So do be creative, make it as fun as possible, that will keep you going, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks very much, everyone.